Now I'm going to put a smile on your face, Pete. Anthony and I are going to put a big smile on your face.
Well, who are you talking about?
Mr. Riddle.
Oh, yes.
He's going to be headlining Smackdown against Roman Reigns, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Yes.
This week.
How do you see it going, Pete?
Oh, Reigns will go over.
Yeah, but do you think it's going to be Reigns kill, or it's going to be a nice even match where they have a bit of a go at each other?
Oh, no, I think they'll I don't think they can afford to make Riddle look bad, so I think it'll be a good, solid match. But Reigns, now, whether the Usos come in, because there's a lot of heat with the Usos and Riddle, and particularly what they've done to, Shinsuke Nakamura now with his knee, whether then, the Usos come in, and then Shinsuke then comes in and ends up being a double count out or a double disqualification or be something like that. But I don't see, the only way I would see Riddle going over is if they were going to bring Randy back, but then Randy turns on Riddle.
Yeah, we've spoken about this.
Yeah, we have for the belt. And then, then goes back to be, the Viper and the heel Randy comes back. That would be if Riddle wins, I'd almost put $100 on that happening. But I think they're going to keep Reigns going through. Who is it? Because he's wrestling Drew McIntyre in that Castle. What's that one in the Wales? That pay-per-view they're doing?
Clash of the Castle.
Yeah, so that's Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns.
Okay.
Now that comes after Money in the Bank.
Yeah, so you almost guarantee that he's going to be holding the belt still.
Yeah. So I think Reigns will retain. But, yeah, it'll be like a double disqualification, double count out, something like that.
You know what would be good?
What's that?
You would, nobody would see it coming. Let Riddle beat him. And then next week he has a rematch and Reigns gets the belt back.
Would you do it for a week?
I would, yeah. Some
does that break the streak of 600 and however?
It's a good thing though. It's getting boring now.
Well,
imagine the people how much they'd jump in the audience and on TV if Riddle won.
See, Reigns is not featuring in Money in the Bank.
No.
So you've almost got a Brock Lesnar type champion now that just rocks up every now and then.
Well, that's right. That's the biggest problem with the Lesnar's legacy. He's left.
But the thing is now you've got a unified title. You can't have your heavyweight championship not ever being defended.
Well, that's right. And it used to be 30 days, wasn't it?
Well,
to be 30 days, yeah.
But see, that if you still had the other, champion, like when it was the two brands, then at least one of the titles was being defended, but you've unified them and then you're defending it.
I don't agree with having two heavyweight champions.
No, I don't either.
I don't agree with it. I like the unification, but really they should run it. I mean, they should run WWE like the territory days where there's a Raw champion, a SmackDown champion, and then the world champion. And depending on, who, where, and what, face, heel, or whatever, whoever the strongest heel is maybe against the strongest face or whatever is like that, The territory does.
I don't know that I'd have a Raw champion, a SmackDown champion.
They don't have to be. You could use the Intercontinental belts.
Right, you've got the Intercontinental, you've got the US title.
It doesn't mean that guy ain't direct. Whoever's holding those belts should not be directly having a run at the heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
He should.
Oh, yeah, absolutely they should. Yeah, and now that they've put the Intercontinental title on Gunther.
Yeah.
I think he's got a lot of upside.
Oh, he's got a lot of upside. He's a great wrestler.
I like him. I think he's tall, he's big, he's strong.
He's a throwback too.
Guys out of the Muppets. I can't think of his name. The one at the Muppets. The one with the big head.
I don't know.
Anyway, but that's every time I see him, I think of the Muppets. But anyway,
he's a throwback. He's a throwback to the days of the Killer Carl Cox.
Yeah,
and like Mario and guys with that were just big framed guys.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah, big framed guys. He's a big bloke, you know.
He could be something if he.
Oh, definitely. If he could be world champion the next 2 or 3 years, you could see him going against Rex Steiner and Theory and all that group of guys that are starting to come up. Elias probably is in there, or Ezekiel is in there. You know, there's a lot of, you've got Madcap, you've got, you know, there's a lot of guys that, you got a lot. There's a lot of upside to the talent. It's just, can they talk? Can they get themselves over?
Well,
at the end of the day,
give them a MVP or a Heyman or someone.
At the end of the day, it's about getting people to watch. It's not how good you work or how good you look. It's getting people that are going to be invested in you.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and if they're not invested, then nobody gives a rat's ass. So, you know, I think that they need to start getting. They say that's the creating stars again. Start creating people that people want to get invested into. Because I think that's their biggest problem right now. Wrestling all round.
Yes.
You know, I think that they've proved, AEW has proved that the indie style of 1,001 moves and that kind of thing isn't really going to draw, because they only get, what's their average? What's their average? What, 1 mil to 1.5?
Something like that, yeah.
I didn't think it was quite that high, but
let's say we'll say that to give them, and WWE is about 1.5 to 2, right, on average, maybe 2.5 on a good night. You know,
they haven't had 2.5 WWE for a long time.
Yeah, but if you said, all right, well, the reason is that the indie style doesn't reflect to the average person. If you're an indie follower, you're going to understand. If you're like us and understand the wrestling, but if you're just like Joe Blow that just wants to be entertained and likes the idea of wrestling and some guy yelling at another guy, it's not going to get you done. And WWE is so sanitized, it's not going to get you done. So people aren't going to watch it. Yeah. The UFC, right? You got to look at the UFC model, and you've got your Conor McGregor, which is not the biggest guy in the world, but he can talk some mad shit. Right? And you got a lot of those guys that can talk mad shit, especially in the lighter divisions. The heavyweights are actually boring. Nobody's wanting to rip each other's heads off in the heavyweight division of the UFC. Really? Yeah. No, but it's a lot of divisions are all little angry men. You need the anger back in big guys. You know,
yeah, true.
There's no anger there anymore. It's all about, I'm doing this because of, Sister Teresa asked me to do it. No, I want your money. I want your belt. I want what you've got. I want to take what you want. So that's how they should be looking at it. And then getting people invested into the face and into the heel.